everyone, this is Korath Landwalker, and this afternoon we are bringing you to the last weekend of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo in Star Citizen. I am currently standing here leisurely kicking around at Port Tressler, the space station in orbit over the planet of Microtech in geosync, relative geosync, over the city of New Babbage. Clearly, the expo is not here. So we are going to simply take a ship down to Microtech, down to New Babbage, and hit the show from there. Now, needless to say, I probably wouldn't have done this if I hadn't planned on showing something off. And that is going to be, and this is going to is almost a little bit of a cheat, because today is the MISC exhibit hall day, which means I've kind of gone past the day that I could have rented what I'm about to fly. But it is a 48-hour rental. So even though it is no longer on the show floor, I can still fly it. And that choice is the Argo Raft. That's right, Argo Raft. That probably wouldn't have been what you would expect out of me here. So let's update my currently flying button there. And we'll go to pad 2, and we will take this brand spanking new starship out for a very short spin. I did say pad 2, not hangar 2, right? That would be embarrassing. And completely in character for me. Yeah, pad 2. Excellent. Argo is known as a very industrial sort of manufacturer. They brought us the Argo Mole, which is currently the top-end mining vessel, at least until RSI gets the Orion out. And the ubiquitous Argo MPUV with passenger and cargo variants, the cargo variant being affectionately known as Argo Cargo. Perhaps in celebration of that, we have the Argo Raft, which is being touted as a competitor to the Freelancer Max. And we're kind of in the dark side here, so I'm going to slap on my suit light so we can get a good look under here. Unlike the majority of starships that carry cargo right now, this is designed to carry cargo containers. And you'll notice these things if you go to the cargo deck on some of the space stations. These nice long containers. And the intent is, when they do the physicalized cargo, you'll be able to drop these down, lift them up. The ship supposedly has a tractor beam in the back somewhere to help load these things in. And you would deliver cargo by the container rather than by the standard cargo unit. This has 3 of them. They each hold 32 standard cargo units, giving you a total of 96, which is, I think, about what you would fit in the Freelancer Max. It's got the definite design language of Argo's starships. Very, very utilitarian. So we're going to go inside. We're going to make use of this elevator. They do have a button right here. I'm going to get out of the way so that it doesn't, land on me. And unlike the Hercules, it actually opens the hatch and drops the elevator properly. Take note, Crusader designers, this is how you do it. We'll go to the top deck first. Up and up and up. And the top deck is basically the tech deck. Open sesame. Heading to the left-hand side, we'll open up the door. Try to open up the door. And we've got basically component room stuff here. Coolers, little further back, we have a number of rooms. This one opens up to a ladder to the lower deck. That's just another component. That's the jump drive. And back here, I believe, is going to be where you would operate the tractor beam. To, hey, Legend Eternal, how are you doing today? Hope things are going well on your end of the monitor. I am, strangely enough, not in a MISC ship at the moment, but actually in the Argo Raft. Because, you know, I had it available from yesterday's rental. And I was kind of on Port Tressler, so I needed a ship to take me down, and why not use this one? Someday the tractor beam here will work, the physicalized cargo will work, and this is where you would do all the heavy lifting. If we go to the other end of the ship, we have here the engineering deck, and theoretically you would do something here. I feel like these buttons should open something, but they don't seem to at this stage. I feel like there should be something in that direction, but on the other hand, they say component access, so maybe that's all there is to that. That's fair. So we'll head downstairs. We'll go down that ladder to the lower deck. Although my hand seems to be initially starting on the open air there. So here we've got a little bit of a storage area. We've got the weapon racks here. We've got suit lockers. I'm presuming they're suit lockers. I mean, it's possible they're escape pods. Although they may be both. Well, that opens, so it's probably a suit locker. But this one opens too, so this is probably a suit locker. At the moment, I'm going to assume, until proven otherwise, I'm assuming they're all suit lockers. Now, and I believe here we have the most important room in the ship. The bathroom. Yes, you can always count on the need for opening a sink. Opening up the toilet. And you'll have noticed here, God, check out the Odyssey via my stream so I don't have to go to New Babbage. Well, you know what? It's on the list. In fact, that'll be pretty much where we're heading right after this quick tour. You'll notice that we're getting a whole bunch of these empty string messages. So, clearly they might have rushed this out just a little bit. I suspect it was the cash in on the whole Argo cargo winning the best in show during the ship showdown. Okay, here we have your living area. 2 bunks, kitchenette area, dining area. Nice, cozy, compact, you know, Argo signatures. We'll head down forward. And we have a couple of extra doors here. We've got the lift here, so if we went to the lower deck, we would come out here. Over here we have the airlock, and this is the crazy one. If we go out through the door here, the airlock is actually forward. So that's kind of an unusual setup. And then, of course, we have the flight deck. And now we're going to try to get out of here before I get contacted by Port Tressler whining about me hogging the landing pad. So we're going to take off. I'm going to bring up the landing gear. We're going to shift the VTOLs from... Oh, I guess they were already on horizontal. That seems to be a problem lately. The VTOLs aren't starting out where they should be starting out. No biggie. The Raft is not a fast ship. It's pretty slow, in fact. I checked out its maximum speed a little while ago, yesterday, and it was not exactly impressive. But let's face it, this is meant to haul cargo. You don't need to burn through hydrogen fuel like a crazed maniac. I mean, you could, but you shouldn't. So we're going to head down to New Babbage, so we can go to the expo hall and see the good stuff. There really isn't much to do with the draft aside from the standard cargo running that you can do in any other ship right now. It's just a new ship that you can do that with the potential for entertaining gameplay someday. When you do Star Citizen long enough, you understand that the word someday crops up an awful lot. Alright, we are going to head right down to the spaceport, which I seem to be directly above almost, so this is going to be a rough... And here I am doing the really dumb thing and accelerating because this thing slows down poorly. So hopefully I'll be able to pull up well before I become a stain on the ground down there. I don't really recall where I've last set my respawn point. Hey, Moore, how are you doing? I am not in the Argo cargo. I am in the Argo Raft, a somewhat larger starship. It is available for purchase on the Pledge Store now, and undoubtedly in about 4 or 5 months it'll be available for purchase in-game with credits. I don't recall the price point, but it didn't sound horrible. Once we land, we're going to hop over to the MISC Expo Hall, and we're going to check out some of the stuff they've got there, which includes, as Legend alluded to earlier, a new concept ship. I actually like the Raft a lot. You know, it has a good concept. It'll be even better once they physicalize the cargo, because then you'll have the tractor beam access and the cargo containers. And when they do the physicalized cargo, well, that'll be when they start really pushing the hull series from MISC. And it would not surprise me if they have holo tanks too. Okay, I think I'm close enough to call for landing pad. I am. MFDs are kind of hosed right now. They keep interfering with ship functions. So I'm likely to turn off my power if I try to access the MFD, and that would have horrible consequences. On sale for 110 with LTI right now. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. And it'll probably go up after this initial offering. So if you really have a love for the Argo Raft, now's the time. LTI, it might have to pick up. Keep in mind that the LTI is probably only applicable to the war bond purchase, which means the real money purchase. If you're using store credit, it may not qualify. So be aware. I really don't think it's going to be my sort of thing as far as pledges go. I think I've got enough on my plate, and I'm withholding judgment until I have a better idea of how physicalized cargo will work. Plus, I've already picked up stuff during this expo, so need to have some personal self-restraint. Okay, I'm in the lower deck, so I actually have to fly in lower than I'm used to seeing, I think. Well, you know, I could... Oh, yeah, that's a whiteout, so that's not going to help at all. Activate VTOLs, activate landing gear, creep up a little bit, and see if the auto land will cooperate. It must be cooperating, because I'm sure not pushing myself forward like that. Oh, I thought I was going to bounce off the front wall there. I think this will be a very good starting vessel for folks who are interested in doing the physicalized cargo hauling. Alright, here we are. We're going to take the lift down. We're not going to bother going back upstairs to go down. I mean, heavens, why would I do something that crazy? I mean, I do a lot of crazy things, but not that crazy. Usually. Well, not unplanned crazy. So here we are. New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport. NBIS. This is the second year in a row that the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo has been held here at New Babbage. I suspect because they were already behind on everything else this year, and they didn't want to set up anything on Orison. Because I had really predicted Orison to be the place for the expo this year, but... well, we just had the latest third quarter patch land 2 weeks ago, so... yeah, that kind of gives you an indication of just how busy they've been and how behind things have been. I'm really not expecting much out of a December patch. We're going to head over here to the Microtech Metro Loop. Okay, New Babbage Metro Loop. Ah! Okay, we won't be using that elevator. Off into the icy void is not where I want to go. How about this one? Okay, this one actually has an elevator. Star Citizen, I love you. You have more bugs in the Starship Troopers movie, and you never make the quote feel old. Now, as you can see, we have plenty of signage telling you how to get to the Expo Center and what days it's going to go. So we're going to be going through all the way to the 1st of December. In fact, if I recall correctly, MISC is the last manufacturer to be showing at the Expo. After today, every ship that has been displayed at the Expo will be rentable at one of the exhibit halls. So if you missed one of the earlier days and you wanted to rent something really badly, like say the new Ares Starfighters, hey, watch for tomorrow. Rent one of those boys and have a party. In fact, earlier this week, I took the rental Ion, the Ares Ion, and I killed an Idris on my own. Now, to be fair, it took me 15 minutes, and it was the Arlington gang who apparently didn't know how to operate the turrets on that ship because they never fired a single shot at me. But it still counts. I have no idea how it would have gone with the other Ares variant, which would have been the Inferno. That one uses ballistic ammo instead of energy ammo, which means it runs out of ammo, and I would be willing to bet I'd have to reload a number of times. But if the two of them work together, I imagine they would have chewed up that Idris like crazy. Now the first stop here is going to drop me off at the Commons, which I don't want to go to. Not this time at any rate. So we're just going to bypass this stop so that we can go to the next stop, which will be the Tobin Expo Center. You are honestly torn between the two ships. What's the other ship? Argo Raft, and what's your other target, Moore? Were you referring to the Ares? Or the Odyssey?